Makadimo semhuri yeZimbabwe kusangana zvekare pano pachivhitivhiti chenyu paTV yenyu patinokupai nyaya nemalatest updates anenge achiitika munyika yeZimbabwe. Nhasi uno mamiriro azvakaita zvinhu hazvina kumira zvakanaka. Tauya tiine nyaya hombe yada kuti tinge tichikuzivisai. Iyo iri kubva kuNehanda Radio. According to Nehanda Radio, iri kuti CCMP under fire after praising Emmerson Mnangagwa. Susan Mutsunga is facing backlash after publicly thanking President Emmerson Mnangagwa during a ball commissioning in Budiriro North. She described the development as a miracle, but critics are not impressed. Opposition supporters now accuse the citizen coalitions for change legislator of selling out and aligning with the ruling party. The controversy comes amid growing debate over the ball as a development in urban areas, the cleaning service delivery standards, division within the opposition. Nazvo ndiyo nyaya irimo munyika yaita kuti tinge tichiwazokuonesai kuti MP uyu akapreza Emmerson Mnangagwa sekunge ane zvimwe zvinhu zvakakosha zvaari kuita munyika yeZimbabwe, asi pasina. Tiri kutendai chose nekutera kwenyu, tichakusiyai makatera kubva kumakomeredzi edu ari pano.
Judge has made the decision to get that case off the roll. I don't know whether they are saying that it is not urgent or what. I'm not sure, but it has been struck off the roll. But the lawyers, Mushade Hama, they say that once they get the full reasons, they are going to appeal that decision that was made by the judge. So it's going to be appealed. So that's one of those things that have happened. Comrade Knox came through yesterday. He said some things. He said some stuff saying that there was a plot to want to frame Chiwenga. The same way that Joshua Nkomo was framed in 1991, 92, thereabout. And the reason is they wanted, to arrest him. And that is something, that happened, according to him, when Emmerson Mnangagwa was away in Ghana. I think you all saw him, when he came back, when Wikino Juvayo, was there at the airport, and I kind of joked and said, it was Wikino Juvayo. Then, reported that that again with the jury that we tell from that. But yeah, that is what we are facing. There's a report that I saw which is quite interesting as well. That report had something to do with the anyway the case that was brought before the Constitutional Court is going to be heard on the 28th. But there was something, that was said, attributed to ZANU-PF insiders, saying that they want to fast track, this whole process and get everything done by the 15th of May. Going through the whole NeCAB3 and do the voting. And hopefully by the 15th, everything should be sorted and Emmerson Mnangagwa pending, his signature. And you wonder, why the rush, and you wonder why, they want to be so quick, to want, to be doing this thing. I don't know, what is going on. I never know what is going on. But it seems as if when you see people in a hurry to do, that kind of stuff, which they say it is for the support of the Zimbabwean people, rest assured there's no support of the Zimbabwean people. They want to try and do what they can do best to just put, this thing through and have it, their way. So it is no longer about a thing, that is got the interest of the people. But anyway, it has never been about the interest of the people from day one. But if you're looking at all these stories, that are coming out, and the developments, the arrest of Emmanuel, the kidnappings, the everything, and I'm told that they are printing T-shirts and they want to then accuse the opposition to say that they want to cause pandemonium and problems in the country as a pretext of wanting to arrest everyone and put them, away. All these things, that are happening, they can tell you that all is not well. It's not business as usual. But anyway, it is the nature of the regime that we are dealing with. It is the nature of the people that we are dealing with. Zimbabwe is theirs. Vakatoisa muhomao. And when you see their surrogates and you see, the other folks, I even, step back and wonder, kuti vanatsofunga here chaizvo. And some of them, they're even staying, in the diaspora where they've experienced what, democracy, is all about. But you see them supporting whatever rubbish, is coming out of Zimbabwe. Anyway, tomorrow is the 18th, which is the so-called Independence Day. But there's a demonstration that is going to be happening in London. So those who can push, that thing, on the jumbotron, to be very much appreciated. There's a stop the constitutional amendment, demo that is happening, tomorrow in London at the embassy, starting at 12 p.m. So those, that can they make their way there. You're welcome, to make your way, to London and join others. People will be in all black, and they're looking at probably having 100 plus, voices. But I've seen, there's another post, that I was sent of a counter thing that they want to do. But the message that I can just say is don't be intimidated. This is not Zimbabwe. We are not in Zimbabwe. Don't be intimidated. They want to intimidate people. They want to stop people, from attending. I'm quite sure they stop the constitutional amendment. I'm quite sure folks will come through and speak about it. It's something that is already sanctioned. The police are are aware of this. Zvasiyana neZimbabwe. You understand? Saka, don't be intimidated. It is their way of wanting to try and intimidate people by springing up something, that is counter. But we are not in Zimbabwe. Here we can demonstrate for as long as we don't, disturb the peace of anyone, for as long as we know that whatever it is that we are doing, we are intending, to send a message. And that message that we want to send is a stop the constitutional amendment, message. We are calling for the restoration of one man, one vote in Zimbabwe, and we need to be defending our future. And we need to stand up, to them. Let us not be afraid. Havangatityisidzira women away. You understand? So let us make sure that we hit the call, spread the message, spread the word, get folks to go there. Those who are in London, spread the word. Those who are nearby cities, spread the word. Those who are going to be traveling, safe journeys, but don't be intimidated, because that is what they want to do. They want to intimidate you. They think that they can control everyone in every corner of the world. We must refuse that. We must push back. We must, refuse. We are not, their whatever. Um, we are not, their subjects. Here we are the subjects of the king. We operate under the laws of the king, even though we are Zimbabweans. You understand? So they can never intimidate us. This thing has already garnered international, attention. I saw, Kate in, the House of Lords moving, a point, about whatever it is that is about, to be happening, in Zimbabwe. There is a lot of coverage, right now, and I'm quite sure by tomorrow, when you guys, go there, when we do what is needed, to be done, that is going to be amplifying, the message as well. That is going to get, the message, to get to where it's supposed, to get, and we need to be telling them, and we need them to know that we are no pushovers. They can never, push us away. They can never. Because munomu vanenge vatatora advantage yekuti ye tinokusungisa ye tinokuita sei ye tinokuita sei hakuna zvakadaro. Hapana mutemo unenge uchityorwa. You're going there to do what you're going there to do. You're not going to you're not going there to engage in any fights, to engage in any rioting or anything like that. That is not the intention of the demo. This country, we have had demonstrations over the years. We have had vigils at that embers over the years, and nothing has gone astray. So you should never be intimidated today, just because they tell you that, oh, we are all over, or we are in South Africa, we are in Botswana, even in the UK, they Tiriko. Refuse to be intimidated. But anyway, today I want us to um, today we are going to have a conversation with young people, the youth, or the youth movement from the group CDF. So I'm hoping that they are in the building, and I'm hoping to have Cynthia Maticha come through. I'm hoping to have Majangove Romana Natalie, who is the treasurer, to come through. Cynthia is the gender representative. I'm hoping to have Nashon T. Koslo, student coordinator. I'm hoping to have Mkoma Alan Chipoi. I saw something, that is interesting about, is it Alan Chipoi with, we have mounted, a high court challenge. That is quite, commendable. If, I think it's him with Amos Chibai. That is quite, commendable. Commendable. I think it's him. Right. Anyway, and then we've got Keegan Math was the spokes, Benon Mube was Secretary General, Tadiwa Nashe Gwena was the chairperson, Kingsley Sibanda, Organ, and Lovu Primrose was the vice chair. So I'm hoping, to have, these folks, to come through. I think Cynthia has joined us. Yeah, I hope, Cynthia has joined us. So okay, so the purpose of this conversation, I want to thank these young people for coming through, because we are about to engage in a conversation that is necessary, and it is no longer unavoidable. That is one thing that we need you to understand. These young people, young Zimbabweans, coming through, stepping forward to defend the constitution. They're doing so within an environment where they're facing intimidation, arrest. Emmanuel has been arrested, kidnapped, arrested. God knows, what happened, to him. God knows what they did to him. And they're facing, this pressure for simply voicing out, for simply indicating an opposite view. This thing, ladies and gentlemen, the NeCAB3, has now become more than a legal, proposal. Because what we are seeing and what has been happening and what is, developing, the nation, there's a lot, that is going on. A lot, that is going on. We are being tested in terms of who gets to speak, who gets to be, who gets to participate, and who gets to belong to this national conversation. They did put it out there as a national conversation. But we continue to be facing barriers, challenges, and hurdles in terms of engaging in that conversation. We've seen the way that the consultations unfolded. It's a story for another day. We've seen young people, as I said, being arrested, being pushed to we have seen a selective process, selective access. All these things have been happening. Violence in spaces that are supposed to be safe. You go to the city sports center hoping to have a conversation, hoping to take part, but it becomes a den of thieves. And that is sad. That is something, that should never be tolerated. People are being arrested. And when young people get punished for caring about their country, there's something that is fundamentally wrong about the whole picture. But one thing that, I need to be telling them, and one thing that the young people need to be telling them, is they can arrest us, they can intimidate us, they can silence us, but they can never arrest the truth. Young people are not a threat to the Constitution, but they are its future. They are its lifeblood. Dimiropa romanya ma veins at this Constitution. You are the ones, when we say that, we are simply custodians, we are doing this for the future. You are the future that we'll be talking about, because you're the ones who are going to live the longest with the consequences of any amendment that is going to be done by this regime. So this bill number 3 is not just a